Hi, welcome. I'm so excited to be hopping on here today with you. This is all about how to reprogram yourself for more success and abundance. And this is a massive topic. I was actually chatting with a few ladies last week about it. So I thought I wanted to pop on and create a video for you here to dive in even deeper. So as you're hopping on, say hi. We're doing this live. If you're catching the replay later, comment replay, let me know that you're here. And ask any questions as we go. I'll come back. Even if you catch the replay, I'm gonna come back and I'll answer and reply and share some tips with you. So with this said, a super important topic, because what so many people don't realize is their current programming. So I want to start this video by bringing the awareness to the fact that every single one of us has programming, okay? And it maybe sounds like a term that you don't like. I know I say it a lot. And it's because it's so important to understand that the experiences that we had growing up, the things that we saw and the perceptions it created, and therefore the beliefs that we created from it, all of this becomes part of our programming. So it becomes part of that lens, that filter that we look at the world through, right? So talking about success as an example, there are probably certain beliefs that you had growing up around what it meant to be successful, and what was possible for you. So what it meant to be successful in terms of like what you needed to achieve, or what career you needed to have, or in school even, like, I'm only a success if I get the best grades, right? The beliefs that create our identity and create our reality. And then on top of that, that whole aspect of what do we believe is actually possible. So is it that you have this dream, this desire, but you don't actually believe you're good enough to achieve it? That's also part of our programming. And oftentimes this stays in our subconscious mind, and it kind of shows up in these little like sabotaging moments, or these doubts, or this fear of I'm probably not going to be able to do it anyway, or I'm going to make a mistake and mess up or fail, and so I'm not even going to try. And so that can all be part of what's showing up in your life right now. And I think every single one of us is facing it in our own way, because there's these new levels we reach in life. So I think about the programming I had, for instance, growing up. My dad had his own business, so I saw him working for himself. My mom was a stay-at-home mom with my brother and I. And so for like a woman to start her own business, that was not a part of my programming. That was not a part of like what seemed possible for me. And yet, like, even for a woman to earn her own money, right? That still, depending on what you grew up with, may or may not have been like a normal thing that you saw. And so that becomes part of your programming, what you believe is possible. So I know when I, started to grow up, right, my beliefs were that I'm going to have to get a degree and I'm going to have to work for someone else to provide for me, because I didn't believe that I could provide for myself. I didn't believe I could successfully support myself, because I just didn't see it or experience it growing up. It wasn't like a possibility. The programming and messaging from school and teachers and everything was always about, you need to do it this way in order to be successful, right? So that all gets planted deep within our subconscious, and then dictates our day-to-day life and our actions and our thoughts and our beliefs. So when I finally decided to start my first business, a paper company, importing paper products from Sri Lanka that were made out of elephant poo and recycled paper, which is a whole other story, I was like so committed to the passion, to the desire of this business and helping the environment. But in terms of the beliefs, the programming I had about myself being able to create a successful business, that was totally new territory, right? That was not something I believed was possible at all. So I came up with a lot of resistance, a lot of fear, a lot of insecurities and doubts, and you're not going to be able to make this work. And so because I didn't understand at that time the power of my beliefs, the power of my mindset, it became true. And I never really, I had some success, but not nearly the success that I wanted with it. And it fueled those beliefs from my deeply rooted programming of like, I can't do this, and here is proof of how I'm not able to be successful, I'm not able to support myself. So definitely let me know in the comments if you can relate to that in your own way, whether you are self-employed or whether you're still working for someone else, but you have maybe certain beliefs around what is possible for you and what you can actually achieve. Okay, so let me know in the comments as well if you want more support with this. I've dropped a link in the description for my free mindset training. Check that out. I highly recommend, because I break down the exact 3 steps I use, and I teach all of my clients to reprogram their minds for success. So this will help you so much to continue doing this work that I'm talking about today. Okay, so on top of that, let's get into the beliefs around abundance, right? So even carrying on with that story, how many beliefs did I personally have, and you can relate to as well, did you have growing up around money doesn't grow on trees, money only comes from stress and force and hustle, you have to work super hard to be deserving of money. That is such a big one, and that's such a lie, because money is just energy. It's no different than anything else. It is literally an abundant resource, just like the air that we breathe. They're printing off money all the time. Money just appears out of nowhere. It's not actually anything. It's such a mind fuck, but it's no different than the air that we breathe, or the grains of sand on the beach that is infinite, right? Or how much water is in the ocean and the depths of the ocean that we haven't even explored yet, or the stars in the sky. There's an abundance of resources on this planet. But if you don't believe that you're worthy or deserving, or if you don't believe that it's possible for it to come to you, or if you believe money is conditional and it only comes when you check off all these boxes, or you force or hustle or sacrifice yourself, then that's what reality you're focusing on. That's what you're going to continue to create, because you think that's what you need to do in order to have it, right? If you can shift that programming and realize, wait a minute, actually it is no different than anything else, and actually I believe that I'm here to do these things, and I deserve to be supported in that, and I believe it's possible to be supported in that. Well, now you basically open up yourself from this limited cage, this limited box you've been living in, and you open the floodgates to allow that energy to move into you. So again, in my business, when I started my coaching business 3 years ago, I had a lot of money blocks, a lot of beliefs that I wasn't worthy, a lot of beliefs that it had to be really hard. I love my parents, and both of them were kind of constantly saying are you actually going to be able to make money doing this, right? And so there's more doubts planted about, maybe I can't, maybe it's not possible, right? And they were just coming because this is something new to them, and they wanted to see me safe. They wanted to, make sure it was supported and okay, and they're like, is that actually something that's gonna work? Or should you keep your steady job, right? And so the programming itself is just all based around everyone's individual experiences, and then what we believe to be true because of that. So when I started my coaching business, I had to shift a lot of these beliefs and reprogram myself for abundance. And this is the perfect example, okay? The perfect example. A child who grows up in a family that's struggling financially is most likely going to believe that money is really hard to come by. Money is a limited resource. Money equals stress. Money equals struggle. I'm not worthy of money because, look at this challenge, look at this hardship that I'm facing, right? That would be that child's programming, that child's belief system. And it's 100% valid because that's the experience that they had. That's what they're living. But if you look at a child, or you put that same child in a really, really wealthy family with billions of dollars, and that child wakes up and every day there's always food on the table, there's always like an abundance of stuff to play with, there's always all their needs being met, money is just here, right? Money's always here for me, money supports me. Like they see, oh, our family wants to go do this, we have the money to go do it, so money is just easy, money is just normal and natural. That is their programming. So they believe, and they're just going to continue going through life being like, there's not even a fear necessarily of money not being able to support them or money not showing up, right? Because it's a totally different reality that's created through our upbringing. So one of the biggest things, before I wrap up this video, is looking at your current programming right now. What do you believe is possible about success or money or love? What limitations are you putting on it? What are you telling yourself is the ultimate truth? And is it actually the ultimate truth, or is it just things you experienced in your childhood? But had you experienced a different one, your truth would be very, very different, right? So once you uncover the current programming, as I did in those examples I shared for me, and I was like, damn, there are a lot of, there are a lot of conditions I'm putting around receiving money. You know, conditions around, well, I'm a woman in business, so it's gonna be harder, that I don't know anything about it, that all I saw from my dad and his business was hustle and force, and a lot of effort, a lot of stress, a lot of sacrifice first for years and years and years before getting it to where it was. So my programming was very based on the sacrifice, the hustle, that I don't deserve to feel good, that I don't deserve to have fun in my business, that it's not safe for me to take care of myself. My first year of my business, I ignored literally everything I knew about holistic healing and spiritual success, more abundance, more love. You need to be a vibrational match for that, which means you need to get into that energy of already having it. You need to reprogram yourself to already be the version of you who has, you know, the 50K months, or has the incredible team supporting them, or has the soulmate partner, or has, you know, whatever that dream vision looks like and that next level looks like for you. We've got to bridge the gap and reprogram you to be that version, to see that, feel that, know that, believe that as your reality. And it's from that place that then you become a magnet, because you're a vibrational match for it. But as long as the small self or the past self or those old experiences and programming are coming in and playing and, you know, like eating away at you and telling you what's possible or what isn't possible, you're gonna be stuck. It's gonna be really hard to reach that next level when you're in that place. So that's where that mindset training, as I said, link down below, will be super helpful. I share my 3-step process to help you reprogram yourself, exactly what it looks like, exact breakdown. This is the work that I spent over 8 years studying and piecing together and putting into the exact step-by-step process that has now helped over 50 ladies reprogram themselves for their next level, for attracting their soulmates, for creating their dream businesses. So I want to share that with you as well. It's linked down below. If you found this helpful, please, as always, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe and turn on the notifications. It helps me reach more people, and it helps with the algorithm and everything. So thank you so much for watching. Let's tap in. I was like, where am I going with this now? Let's tap in to that future version of you. Let's really connect to what that looks like and feels like, and then what needs to be reprogrammed, what needs to be shifted in your mind, body, and soul in order to become that version of you with ease, with grace, with flow, with this beautiful, enjoyable energy, okay? It doesn't have to be hard. Reaching your next level doesn't need to have the stress or struggle that you believe it does, right? That's just a belief as well. It gets to be easy. What if you believed that fully? What if you believed you were divinely supported and it gets to be easy? What if you believed you were worthy and that, it can come in beautiful, unexpected ways just by you feeling good and being open conduit for it, right? You get to create that reality. You get to create those new beliefs. And from that place, everything around you will change. So give that a try. Check out that training. Hit the thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.